goodness. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Revolution Team Call. My name is Charity Murphy, and I have a special guest with me today.
Oh, I'm Robert Murphy.
My husband. We got married just a few months ago, so we thought it would be very helpful today to do our team call on a topic that I hear a lot about. So many people are talking about, how do I get my hubby on board with what I'm doing as a coach or my significant other? And so we have kind of a unique view on this, given we both are remarried and our situations before were quite different than they are now. Robert is fully supportive of my business.
That's right.
But then we should back up. We met when I was 5 years into the business and already running a successful business. I made my first 6 figures, a few years before that, and I've already, set myself up for success because, I'd been working my business consistently for almost 7 years. Next month is my coach anniversary. I signed up right before Thanksgiving with Insanity and Shakeology because I wanted to lose weight rather than gain weight during the holidays. And so that's where I signed up. Now, when I first signed up, my ex-husband, I didn't tell him I signed up to be a coach. So that was probably not the right decision. And he was very much against me being a coach. He hated everything Beachbody, which I discovered it really wasn't something that I was doing wrong. Maybe signing up to be a coach and not telling him wasn't the best thing to do. But he did not support me, even when he quit his full-time job to be home with our daughter and I, and we traveled the world, and he was just very miserable, and it really hurt my feelings that he didn't support me in the business. I mean, he was constantly putting me down, telling me I was a cult and I'd never amount to success, and I decided that I was going to do whatever I could to prove him wrong, and I did. Now, I am a daughter of a psychologist. She's a doctor, and I'm really proud of my mom. She's a therapist. She would probably say that's probably not the right approach to building a business. But for me, it put a fire in my belly, and I was going to do whatever I could to prove him wrong, and I did. So that felt kind of good, but it's, like I said, probably not the healthiest approach. Now, Robert, he was married to someone that,
right.
Tell everybody.
Oh, yeah. So I was married for just a little over 20 years and got married young. I was 20 years old when I got married, and got 3 kids already. So, yeah, my ex, she had a regular job as a teacher, but she was also, I think there were 6 or 7, I lost count after a while, but 6 or 7 different programs that she tried to get involved with over the course of our marriage. And what I saw was a complete pattern where she would buy like the package to get started, be totally energized, and 30 days later, she would be like out of it. She would go to her mom, she would go to my mom, and she would ask them, maybe her sister, maybe my sister, and then that would be it. She wouldn't really go any farther than that. And I kind of saw a pattern, and, it was a little bit disappointing to see this over and over. I tried to, support her and encourage her. A couple of them she wanted me to get involved with, and I was after the first, 1 or 2, I was like, let's see how you do, and then we could talk about maybe me getting involved, because I want to see that you really want to do this and believe in it. Some of them were really sketchy. I mean, it was like I had this, I got some pretty street smarts, and I was like, I don't think this is a legitimate thing that people are really going to keep buying.
Yeah.
So that was kind of disappointing, but that's my experience. Is like the people start and then they get burned out after 30 days. They go to their family. They don't really push it. They don't put any energy into it. And it's all just kind of about fly by night, short attention span, theater. They just really have no commitment to participating in something and they don't have any belief in it. Mm-hmm. Which I've seen a complete change. It's the complete opposite with Charity, where we first met and she told me about this whole system, and I was like, oh, P90X, yeah. I've been up late at night and seen those commercials early in the morning or whatever, and I knew it'd been around for a long time. And she, was telling me how successful she was with it and how long she'd been doing it. And just hearing her say, 5 years, I was like, you're kidding me. The longest I've ever experienced with someone doing this was like 30 days, literally. Yeah. All types of different multi-level marketing. But this one, it's legitimate. It's not you're just buying some kind of magical juice or potion that's going to cure you overnight. Or it's not, scrapbooking or something like that, which people, I really want to do it. It's like all those photos, that people get. It's like when they get to their second child, they're hardly taking any pictures and they don't really care about the pictures. They're like, meh, so that was my experience with it.
Right. So I think what I kind of got from what you just said was, if you're going to sign up with something and you want your spouse to believe in what you're doing, you kind of got to go all in.
Yeah.
Right?
You got to be the example, right?
You got to be the example. So I know when I first signed up to be a coach, I was kind of like, I'm just going to do this for the discount because I was so broke to afford Shakeology, and I already had a successful business. I don't know if you guys know this, but up until July, I owned a hair salon, and I was in business for myself for like 15 years, and I didn't have anybody. I wasn't on anybody's payroll for a very long time, and I was very proud of that. But then I had my daughter, and I decided I needed to be home with her, which I expected to just like drop her off at the daycare and just go to work, but my heart wouldn't let me do it. So I needed more, and I never expected to grow this and become a full-time coach. I thought success was reserved for everybody else, and I was not one of those special people.
Right. Or that you needed a lot of money to get started.
Yeah. There were no challenge packs when I signed up to be a coach. I bought my Shakeology, I bought my workout, and I paid the $39. So if you think about it, when I opened up my hair salon, I had to go to the bank, take out a gigantic loan. It took me a couple of years to pay it back, and I had to work my butt off to make it a success. Whereas when I signed up to be a coach, I paid, a little bit of money comparison to what I did for my salon. And within a couple of years, well, actually, I cut my hours by 75%. So I was really broke. And so I did whatever I could just to earn enough to pay for my Shakeology, and I started sharing with everybody and their mother, and I went all in very shortly.
You were doing it
into
yourself
the business
too.
Exactly, and I was like, oh my gosh, this P90X! I lost three sizes, 24 inches, and I don't think I ever told you that. I lost 2 feet of inches doing P90X, and I was. Yeah, I was smaller after having my daughter than before, and I was like sharing it with everybody, and that's where it started for me. Now, I had always hoped that my ex-husband would go all in, because I went very early on and went all into the business, and he never did end up supporting me, which is very common in our business. And if you are married to somebody or have a significant other, maybe it's not your significant other, maybe it's a family member, and that they aren't supporting you. I have 4 younger brothers, and obesity runs in our family. And my dad has been unemployed for like 5 years, and I would love to help my family, but not everybody's going to support you. My family, they are all proud of me. They all high-five me, but it's just my thing. So, you're not going to be able to please everybody. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to talk about like coming together in a healthy way, because my ex-marriage was not healthy, and he never did end up supporting me and my business. Actually, he probably likes it now because he doesn't pay child support. But, what we could do to create a healthier situation for people
Yeah.
and help if you are one of those who has an unsupportive family member, spouse, significant other, whatever. So our first step, do you want to tell them?
Yeah, coming together. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is focusing on the strengths, and that may be giving something to your significant other, as far as, pointing out things that you appreciate about them, or how you might see something in them that would relate to how you could work your business, and then point it out, like, well, I see you do this type of behavior, activity, etc. And I think I could do that really well too. So you can relate it back to how, you can do something similar to them, maybe on a similar plane, relating to strengths is what it's about on that one.
Right. And making a list of things that you're really good at and things that they're really good at, and delegating the task. Because you know what? Robert, my husband here, he went to film school. He went to NYU. I'm really proud of him. And so he's really good at doing like videos and stuff like that. And so I've handed that off to him. Like, here, will you record a video for me so I can use it on my business page for ads? And
we did one yesterday.
And we did one yesterday.
With your daughter at the park.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's nice when you have somebody in your family that is good at something and you're not so good at it. It makes sense to use each